7/8. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've been having a good week, enjoying the nice weather that we've been having all week. Today we are continuing on with probability. We're actually using formulas in probability today. And for those of you who are a little bit hesitant around formulas, don't worry. They're actually very easy, especially in terms of probability. They just look more complicated than they really are. So first of all, we're going to start off with our review. Hitting a target 3 times out of every 10 fires. So if I hit a target 10 times and only 3 hits, what is my percentage or odds of hitting it? So I have 3 hits out of 10 tries. 3 divided by 10 equals 0.33. If I create that, if I make that percentage, 0.33 times 100 equals 33%. So that means I have a 33% chance of hitting the target with every 10 fires. Selecting a blue counter from a bag with 10 green, 7 blue, and 5 red counters. So I'm trying to get a blue counter. So I have 7 blue counters out of a bag with 10 green, 7 blue, and 5 red. In order to figure this problem out, I have to actually add all these numbers together to figure out how many counters I have in total. So I have 10 plus 7 plus 5. Therefore, it's 7 over 17 plus 5 equals 22. And then I create a decimal, so 7 divided by 22 equals 0.318. I'm just going to round that to 0.32. And I make a percentage, which is times by 100, which equals 31.8, or I can just round that to 32%. Okay. So today, like I said, we're using formulas. This is actually very simple to what we were doing the last couple lessons. So here's the formula that you use for probability notation. PE equals NE over NS. This looks more complicated than it actually is. In reality, what it stands for is the probability P of an event, E, equals the number of times that event can happen over the number of outcomes in the sample space. What this means in everyday language is this first part here, what the probability of that event, whatever the probability is. So like this, so I can use the computer target example, the probability of hitting the target 3 times out of every 10 fires. That's what that first part means. The second part is the number of times the event can happen. So what we're talking about is the event that can happen. If we're talking about this example here, the number of times the event can happen is the 3 hits that you get. All right, and then the number of outcomes in the sample space. What the sample space is, it basically just means the total of what you're dealing with. Okay, so again, our first example. Probability is hitting the target 3 times out of 10. The NS, or the NE, the top one, is the number of times that event can happen. So in this case, hitting it 3 times. And our NS, the bottom part, is the number of times in the sample space, which basically means the total. So that means the 10 fires that we did. So if I were to create that, if I were to put this problem here into a probability format, what it's going to look like is, so P E equals N E over N S equals the probability of the event, so I'm just going to keep that PE because that's our unknown, equals NE, which is 3, because that's 3 times that we hit the target, over NS, the number of outcomes total, equals 3 out of 10. To figure it out, I do 3 divided by 10, so PE is equal to 3 divided by 10, which equals 0.33. And that's it. So again, like I said, the formula looks way more complicated than it actually is. In reality, it's really simple. So we're going to practice it now with this problem right here. So selecting a lemon tree seed from a bag of seeds containing 3 lemon tree seeds, 5 orange tree seeds, and 4 lime tree seeds. So we're going to use our formula. So P E equals NE over NS. That equals PE is our unknown because we don't know what the probability of the event is. NE is selecting the lemon tree seed. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for, the lemon tree seed. We have 3 lemon tree seeds. Out of how many total? We need to figure that out because we have 3 lemon tree seeds, 5 orange tree, and 4 lime tree. So I have to do 3 for the lemon tree plus 5 for the orange plus 4 for the lime to get the total amount of seeds. So PE equals 3 over 12. All right, then I do my next step, 3 divided by 12. So I'm just going to continue this over here. 3 divided by 12 is 0.25. And I'm going to continue by noting this as, we did a fraction, we did a decimal, I'm going to do a percent as well. So PE equals 0.25 times 100 is 25%. And there we go. All right, so I think I have a couple more problems here. So what you're going to be doing today is you're actually going to be given the numbers. So it's going to look something like this. NE equals 8, NS equals 15, PE equals blank. So we have 2 sample problems. Let's do the first one. This one, there's no word problem. It's basically just the numbers given to us. So we know what PE is, or we're trying to figure out what PE is. We need to figure out NE. NE is equal to 8. Yeah, NE goes on top, so I have 8. And S goes on the bottom, which is 15. So I do 8 over 15. Therefore, PE is equal to 8 divided by 15. Eight divided by 15 is equal to 0.53 rounded. 0.53, and then as a percentage equals 53%. And there we are. The other problems you might have a couple like these. 4 out of 10 leaves are orange. What is the probability of selecting an orange leaf? You put in your probability. So PE is the orange leaf. So it's going to look something like this. Orange leaf equals orange leaf. So NE and then in brackets again, orange leaf over NS, which is all leaves or total leaves. So if I'm going to put the numbers in, it's PE, which is our unknown, orange leaf, which is 4 out of 10 leaves in total, equals PE is equal to 0.4 times it by 100 equals 40%. And that's it. So that's what you're going to have today, is you're using this formula to basically plug in numbers. It's very similar to what you were doing the other day, except now we are getting used to just having the formula with just the numbers given to us, where you're basically just plugging in numbers. All right, so you're going to have a few questions that look like this one up here. And then you also have a few that look like this where you have to plug it in completely. I encourage you to try to plug it in as best as you can to do the full notation. But that being said, even if you did just something like this, I can't accept that. All right, you are going to have a Google form available to you if that's what you choose to use, as well as just the regular PDF as always. And again, if you're typing it out, whatever format you're using, if you're typing it out, you can still do P comma bracket E equals, let's see, we're doing 410. You just do 4/10 if you're doing a fraction. And then you can just do, if you're writing this out completely, 410, I can accept something that looks like this. Go away. 0.4 equals 40%. I can accept something like this as your final answer. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Email me. If not, I will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for all the hard work, and I'll see you.